Yes guys, welcome back to the FunBikes YouTube channel. I'm Finn and today I'm going to be showing you the unboxing and build for your Chaos GT1600 Sport hub drive. So it go from looking like this to this. Right, let's get this thing unboxed. So guys, for this assembly you're going to need a few tools which I'm now going to run you through. Starting off, we'll need a knife or a pair of scissors, a 5mm Allen key, a 6mm Allen key, a 13mm spanner, and a ratchet with a 13mm socket on it. So guys, the first step you're going to do, so you're going to want to grab a knife or a pair of scissors. You're going to want to carefully cut this banding, and then you're also going to want to carefully just cut down the middle of this tape. Then so you should be able to open it up like this. Now you can see all the bits on the side. So now what we're going to do is going to grab a second person to help you. Just going to lift out all these parts from the styrofoam and we're going to get the scooter out of the box. Before that, we're going to go through the stuff on the styrofoam here. So, starting with this, you've got your seat stem. You've got one part to your charger, the other part will be under here. You've got a tool bag, you've got a parts bag and a user manual. Now let's get the scooter out. So guys, as you can see, we've now got the scooter out of the box, but like I just said, there will be two more parts, which will be the other part to your battery, charger, and in here you'll have your front lights, just in there. So you can put that to the side, and now we can start getting your scooter ready for the assembly. So guys, now I've got the scooter on a stand. As you can see, I've took the bag off, but I'm now going to take off all the bubble wrap and zip ties. So again, you want to grab your knife, just cut this zip tie here, obviously carefully, you don't want to cut any wires. While we've got the knife, actually you want to cut all this sellotape that's holding this bubble wrap on. Again, make sure you're being careful as there is wires underneath there. We can do the same here for all the handlebars. There we go. So now we can just gently reduce your handlebars, just carefully dangling to the side. So yeah, now we've got it all unwrapped, we can now move on with your assembly. So guys, the first step we're going to do, obviously, is we're going to unfold this so the handlebars are upright. So you want to grab your handlebars and your stem with this hand, and with this hand on this little handle, you're going to push down and then lift it up, and it should come up like so and lock into place. Nice and simple. So guys, we're now going to be putting on your handlebars. This is nice and simple. All you're going to want is a 6mm Allen key. So here you can see you've got your stem and you've got this little metal sleeve. This metal sleeve is going to sit right at the top, but not down here, not there, right at the top. Your handlebars will slide on through that gap onto here. You might have to loosen these two 6mm off just so it can slide over the metal sleeve. But once they're loose, all you want to do is line it up at the top. Should wiggle on like so. Obviously be gentle, you don't want to force it, like so. And this, you want this to be flush with the cap, not the same level, but just, I'll lower it a bit so you can see where I mean. So literally just on this top groove here, like so. Pretty much as high as the metal sleeves will go, that's where you want it to be. So now you want to tighten these two 6mm up, as tight as you can get them. Same with this one. So now you've got these two tight, you can see your handlebars aren't going to slide up or down, as this isn't where you're going to be adjusting. If you ever want the handlebars higher or lower, it'll be this bit here. So as long as this is tight, we're happy with that. So now we can move on to the next part of your assembly. So guys, while you're tightening this, well before you tighten this should I say, you want to make sure your handlebars are in line with your front wheel, like this. You should see that wherever you're facing your handlebars, the front wheel should follow. So if you don't align your handlebars with your front wheel, you think you'll be riding in a straight line, but you're actually turning right, and we don't want that. We want your experience to be as good as possible, but I'm going to make sure I show you how to do everything as good as possible. So yes, long story short, just make sure you line up your handlebars with your front wheel, so then you'll go straight. So now they're tight, give them a push, and they're not going anywhere, so now we can move on to the next part of your assembly. So guys, moving on to the next part of your assembly, we're going to be installing your front light. Now this is nice and simple. What you're going to want to do is grab your light. I have took out the bubble wrap, but that's probably looks like without the bubble wrap on. And what we're going to do, we're going to have to go into this bag. And in here you will find, first of all, your user manual, which again, I highly recommend reading through. Shows how to take care of your scooter and use it properly. You'll have 2 spare fuses in there as well. You find 2 little bolts, which we'll need for our light. So, you also need a 5mm Allen key. So, we'll grab the front light, we'll come to the front here. It will look like this when you first receive it. So all you want to do is lift that up, and we can take this out of the packaging, like so. And what the bolts are going to do is going to go through the bottom here and screw into there. So just line up the 2 holes to these 2 holes, like so, and then just screw this in finger tight. Same for the other one at the back, like so. So once it's finger tight, we'll then grab our 5mm Allen key and just tighten this up. Not too tight, just nip it up like that. Now you can grab your wire and just plug that into there, like so. There we are. And with that, your light, or your front light should I say, is all installed. And you can adjust it a little bit, depending on how you want it, but that's what we do. So yeah, let's move on to the next part of your assembly. So guys, moving on with our assembly, we're going to be installing your seat. Obviously this isn't mandatory, this is completely optional, so if you don't want the seat on, you can skip to the next stage, but if you do want it on, stay with me. So, as I previously mentioned, you receive that in your box, but what I did forget to mention is your actual seat, which I found under the bottom bit of polystyrene, so make sure you get this out. This is hidden, even after when it was there. So, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to grab the stem for your seat, just undo that, and this will be nice and simple. This will just sit in this gap down here, slide it in all the way down. Can be a bit stiff, but once you're in, that's in like that. So now what I'm gonna do, grab the seat, just take it out. Now what we want to do here is the top of this here is going to go into that hole there. So it's going to push that on top like so. So you'll need a ratchet with a 13 socket and a 30mm spanner as well. And all you're going to want to do is to line up your seat straight, and you just want to tighten this up. This will just clamp the seat in place like so. Now you can see it twists, and I believe there is a fold mechanism. Well no, you can actually adjust it, sorry, higher or at the bottom. So let's say you want it up a bit, you just unclip that and then tuck it back in. Simple as that. It's the same with the front actually, which I'll show you. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, sorry I completely forgot about this. If you want to adjust your handlebars, pull that, and then you can just lift this as high as you want it. Obviously be careful you don't break these wires. So just from here up to about there. Again, it's completely your choice how you want it. If you want it higher, if you want it lower, you can have full adjustment of that as well. So yeah, with that, your seat is all installed, and now I've shown you how to adjust your seat and your handlebar height. So guys, moving on with the next part of scooter is going to be how to turn it on and all the modes, all the features, etc. So you'll find your keys on this wire here. What you want to do is just take it off like a key ring.
Flip the wire.
Like so. And what you're going to do, put your keys in this slot here, turn the key, and as you can see, the LCD screen is turning on. You can adjust your screen, by the way, however you want to. If you sat down, it's better that way. If you stood up, it's better that way. So yeah. So now you've got, on the left here, you've got your horn. Very loud. On here, you've got your light on and off. As you can see, the light we fitted earlier is now working, nice and bright. So yeah, you've got your throttle here. As you can see, this is a single motor with drive in the back. We've got 3 different speed modes here. You've got number 1, number 2, and number 3. You've also got your battery charge, your mileage, and obviously you've got a speedometer as well. All on your little LCD screen. So yeah, let's move on to the next part of your assembly. So guys, you have now finished your assembly, but there is one more thing we're going to do before you do take this thing for a ride, and that's going to be a full nut and bolt check of the scooter itself. So I'm now going to run you through all the bolts on the scooter you're going to want to check. So if we start off here at the top, you're going to want to check these 2 bolts you did for your stem and your handlebars. You want to check this clamp just to double check. You want to check these bolts here, that one, and that one, and this one here. You're going to want to check everything to do with your brakes, so these two. You can also check this one down here as well while you're there. You'll definitely want to check this bolt here. You want to check everything to do with your shocks. You want to check your rear brake, disc, and any bolts nearby as well. On the other side, it'll be the exact same, minus the brake on each side, but just check every other bolt on the other side as well. Can't say this enough, please check every single bolt. If I did miss any, try and show you. If you do see it that I didn't see, just double check it please. It's for your own safety. So yes, please do. Anyway, let's move on. Yes guys, and with that you have fully finished your assembly for the Chaos GT1600 watt Sport hub drive scooter. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll reply to them as quick as I can. But please, while you're riding this, make sure you're wearing protective equipment, mainly a helmet, as it does protect your head, which is obviously very important. So yes, please do leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.